Hey everyone, welcome back to BrowncoatNerd. Today we got kind of a part 2 to the Wolf Performance T91 upper video, if you will. We're going to be going over some of the accessories specifically for the T91 clone. Now, like I said in the video I did on this upper, I'm not trying to do a T91 clone, but I am getting kind of a lot of T91 parts incorporated into my build. Whatever it is, I don't really even know what kind of direction I'm going in. So I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet and not ramble too much on this one, guys. Just to let you know, this is kind of going to be the order of the products I'm going in. So if you want to jump to one of those, just fast forward until you see me grab it. I will be going over the carry handle and the muzzle brake on this first real quick, just get this knocked out. And like I said, I'm not doing a T91 clone, so I do not have all of the T91 accessories. I just kind of got some of the pieces that I thought I wanted to throw on mine. But I will touch over those pieces that are for T91 clones or builds that I do not have out here, kind of run over those real quick with you guys. Okay, so first and foremost, all of this stuff came from T91 Tactical. And like I said in my review of this video, I highly recommend going and checking out Michiko's video, as well as Small Arm Solutions videos on the T91. And they both do clone builds themselves. And bring up T91 Tactical, and it's funny because I think they both mentioned how they had great customer service. So I will jump into that real quick. I had ordered some parts, and their carry handle was listed out of stock. You can get it just a regular carry handle or with the tritium inserts. I'll show you later. And I really wanted those tritium inserts. So I went ahead and ordered some of the other stuff. I forget what I had ordered at that time. A couple hours go by, and it's kind of bugging me. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to shoot them an email. This is all, mind you, during the whole COVID-19 lockdown, so it's like I don't know how many people are in the office. They might be short-staffed. Just a really crappy time to try to get information from them. But, you know, I figured I'd just shoot them an email. Less than an hour, I got a response back. I believe it was from Sean at customer service. I know at one point he did respond back, so there might have been other people involved. So if there was, thank you everyone at T91 Tactical. But basically I just shot him an email. I was like, hey, when are you getting the carry handles with the tritium insights back in stock? To which they responded back with, we do have some around here, our website's just not updated. And so then I was like, oh, okay, well, I just placed an order today. Is there any chance we can get that thrown on to that order? And they basically said we'll either get it thrown on that order, or if we have to ship it separately, we'll reimburse you your shipping and handling, which, you know, I was more than happy about. Shipping and handling with them isn't too much. But still, that was nice. And just the quick response, I was really kind of shocked and surprised by. And they were able to get this thrown in with my order I had placed earlier that day. So I really do appreciate the quick response. You know, I wasn't really bugging them too much, but there was several going back and forth communications on text there. So, and also just note that if you're working on a T91 build and you see a part and they're listed as out of stock and you're getting ready to order some stuff from them, shoot them an email, ask, just see if they might have it in stock. You know, like I said, I had great experience, and I know Michiko and Small Arm Solutions both also said they had very good experience. And now then you might be like, oh, well, they're, you know, they know their YouTube channels. Yeah, no one cares about BrowncoatNerd. So anyway, so thank you to T91 Tactical. Big shout out to them. So let's dive in here. So first things first, I'm going to go over this carry handle here. Now in my review, you see me joking about how expensive it is. And I've never thought I'd spend that much on a carry handle. When I first got my Bear Creek AR, which this lower is off of that, I wanted a carry handle. Just for purely aesthetic reasons, I thought they looked cool. Kind of the same reason here. Now this is a high quality carry handle. These are the ones that the military uses. These are not like copy fakes or anything. So on their website, this is listed as the T91 carry handle / rear sight, machined from 75 T6 forgings, hard coat anodized aluminum, and parkerized steel sight parts, matte black. One thing to note about this is you will need to use the proper T91 front sight post. Now I did mention this briefly in the review for the upper. The newer uppers come with your standard AR-15 front sight posts in there. They used to come with both, but I think, you know, Wolf, and rightfully so, is assuming that most people are going to be using just standard AR rear sights. So they're just putting the AR front sight post in there. Now T91 does offer your proper front sight post if you want to go with this carry handle. They also had another like little just individual modular back here that they use on the T91s. I'll mention that at the very end. But just keep that in mind. Now on their website I was looking, it did not mention that it comes with the front sight post, but it did. This carry handle did indeed come with a proper T91 front sight post. So I don't know if that's something that T91 Tactical just started doing, because they know the newer ones are just coming with the standard AR-15 post. I did not even order the standard T91 post when I was ordering this stuff, because I hadn't even got the upper at the time, and I was under the assumption that both front sight posts would be in there, which I was wrong. But so I was happy to see when this carry handle showed up, it did come with the front sight post. This is the AR one I took out and put in the T91 front sight post. And again, I think those are like $5 or $10 on their website, so not very expensive. So don't freak out if you didn't get one. And like I said, I assume that all the new ones come with one. Yeah, like maybe he threw one in because he saw I'd ordered some stuff and I'd ordered some stuff before that, and maybe he realized, oh, this guy didn't realize. I don't know. But at the same time, in customer service, when you do stuff like that, you let them know. You don't want to be a secret Santa. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume that the carry handles do come with the proper T91 front sight post. So if you get a new upper and you order the carry handle, you don't need to order anything else for your sights to line up properly here. And as we can see, we have our windage adjustment right there for left and right. There is no elevation. Elevation is done just simply on the front sight post. And there's your T91 front sight post. You can see that front sight post is kind of stepped, whereas the standard AR-15 one was not. So here we go. We got these kind of like little notches in here. I don't know if that's supposed to be like finger grooves or what the point to that is. Then we have our rear sight. You got your little peep. Sorry guys, I know this horrible angle. Camera's not high up enough. And then your battle sight's the one that has the tritium inserts. Oh my gosh. Hope no one spilt anything. Sorry for the mess. I'm not going to be able to get this on camera. So when I first saw that these were tritium sights, you can see them barely glowing there. They are fairly bright though. It's just, I got a lot of light in this room, so it's not helping them see those little itty bitty dots. So when this was first listed as an option to get those tritium inserts, I was a little skeptical because I was like, oh, that's cool. You have a option for tritium inserts. Carry handles were already $160. That's like, oof. I don't know if I want to go that route. Well, the tritium inserts were only an extra $10. Did not expect that. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is just going to be like fluorescent paint or glow-in-the-dark paint. Nah, they glow. I don't need to charge them up at all. So pretty impressed with that, especially for only an extra $10. Now, I also will point out when I emailed them asking him when they'd get the tritium insert ones back in stock, he did ask me, do you want amber or green? And I was like, oh. Their website simply lists the green as an option. But do know that apparently amber is an option as well. So if that's something, excuse me guys, sorry. Got to grab a Dr. Pepper before I started this. So if that's something you really want, shoot them an email, and I'm sure you can get those amber inserts. Also, the front sight post that they sell, the proper T91 front sight post that T91 Tactical sells, I also noticed, I'm pretty sure they have a tritium option for the front sight post on those. Now that sight post might be different from what's on here. I'd be very curious if I can just get a tritium front sight post in this. I am going to look into that some. And if I find out anything, I'll give you guys a follow-up. Another thing to note on this carry handle is I was watching Small Arm Solutions, and he talked about he actually had an issue where he stripped like 2 or 3 of these, tightening them down. And so he he mentioned that he had no issues with T91 Tactical getting, having them make it right. Once again, very good. So that had me a little worried. But at the same time, if you guys do not watch Small Arm Solutions, he could pop my head like a pimple. So like picturing him like over torquing something isn't that much of a stretch. He looks like a pretty big dude. So I'm not too concerned there. I haven't tightened these down a whole lot because that has made me a little nervous. But I am going to go ahead and get some blue Loctite, put that on there, and then get him really good and tight, obviously without trying to over torque him. But like I said, I don't think I'll have that issue. Small arm solution guy, he's a big mofo. So just keep that in mind. All right, and I think that is it for the carry handle. Next up, we'll do the muzzle brake because I was not patient and I changed it out. So what you get on your Wolf Performance when you first get it is this muzzle brake. Now in my first video I said I believe this is the T86. I have no idea. I think I've seen some pictures of this style muzzle brake on some T91s. The picture quality wasn't always great, so I might be wrong on that. Went ahead and threw this on my Bear Creek upper just out of curiosity. So this is the one that comes on your Wolf Performance upper. And just so you know, it is obviously longer than your standard little bird cage here. And I talked about how they kind of angle this at a slant too in my first video. Also, side note, I cannot get this crush washer off of here. Like, it's loose, but as soon as I start pulling over the threads, it gets caught. I've tried to get it caught on the threads and unthread it. I can't get it off, so I just, obviously I only needed the lucky nut. Anyone has suggestions on getting the old crush washer off of there, let me know. But that's what it looks like on your standard AR upper, You can hear my little boogaloo barking. All right, so the proper T91 flash hider / brake to get would be this. It's basically just the same thing, but instead of those rings, we have 3 lines with 3 holes that work as little ports to kind of help reduce muzzle climb and flip. So they do offer that. Once again, I should have gone over this in the beginning. Prices. Okay, guys, I get these comments all the time on these videos when they're like, oh, I just checked it and it's actually $5 more or $5 less than what you said. Do some research. Well, it's like that comment was done 3 years after the video was posted. Guys, prices change. I know it sucks, but that's how the world works. So if I mention prices, and I'm almost hesitant to, but if someone's wanting to do T91 build, I want to give them at least an idea. If you see something for your AR, that might work. But just know, prices are subject to change, especially if you're watching this video years down the road. So the flash hider was $25. They do offer a couple different varieties. I'll go over your other options here a little bit later. The flash hider is made of 4140 alloy steel HRA 65-68, whatever that is. I'm not much up on my metallurgy. Yeah, recommended torque is 15 to 20 foot-pounds. So recommended gunsmith or certified gunsmith is recommended. I'm not about to say I'm a certified gunsmith, but it went on. There were really no issues for me. Basically, you just put this little locking nut, screw it all the way down, put your muzzle device on, you screw it all the way down, and then you back out until it's in the right position, and then you snug up your locking nut, and Bob's your uncle. I was going to leave the original muzzle device on here and then take it out and shoot it and then put the new one on there to see if I can notice any difference. I assume the difference is going to be very minor. And if I do that, I said do. If I did do that, I'm going to either do it like the next day or the next weekend. And so I'm like, I doubt I'm even going to be able to notice any difference. So I just said, pwah, and put it on there. Because I really wanted to see what it looks like. And I think it looks damn sexy. What do you guys think? All right, anyways. Moving along. So that's stuff that's already on here. So we're actually just going to move this bad boy out of the way. Where can I put you? Okay. So that was the T91 flash hider. Next up is the tri-mount. Now, this little guy kind of baffled me because when I was looking around, you'll see a lot of pictures of this just on its own. You don't see really any pictures of it on a freaking T91. On the T91 Tactical website, there's a picture, like their banner picture. So what I'm getting to is I've seen this, not very many pictures, but I've seen it mounted 2 ways. Now I believe on the T91 Tactical page, their little banner, they got some guys. It looks like they have Taiwanese camo on. But it looks like they have this mounted roughly like that. Which kind of caught me off guard because those side rails were all the way back. I figured, these guys here, I figured you want those far forward as possible. And also you'll notice like one window is open up. These are already kind of blocked. I don't know. But it can also go on like this. Now you notice here, it's covering that one window, but this window's actually opened a little bit. These are further forward. To me, I would imagine this is the proper way to install it. And it comes with two little Allen screws. I didn't put it on, so I wanted to show you guys kind of, you know, how it looks. I mean, and it will work either way. I mean, the fitment, you know, this handguard, I don't think gets any wider or narrower, really. So there you go. I haven't put this on here yet, also because I don't really have anything to put on here. So I just grabbed that. I thought it was cool looking. And I know that these seem to be getting more popular, so I was kind of like, I'm just going to grab one now while they are in stock, so I don't have to wait for them to come back into stock just in case it's a while or whatever. These are $65 right now. Prices may change. And also a lot of their products, a lot of times from time to time they'll have blemish products in stock that are a little bit nicked or dinged. And I've seen the discount anywhere from $10 to $5. So if this is going on a rifle and you know it's just going to get beat up, I mean, keep an eye out for that. Might save a few bucks. It's not a big discount, but it's something. And also, I mean, if you guys are like me, I hate buying something new. It looks beautiful and pristine, and then you get a big gnarly scratch or even a little scratch, and it, because it's the only scratch on that, it just jumps out and yells at you. Hate it. Anyways, okay. So this guy, according to their website, machined from 6063 T6 aluminum. That's pretty much it. They do list it's for a folding front sight. So I don't know if the Taiwanese military had some kind of proprietary folding front sight, because this rail will sit up a little bit higher than the rail on the back of the receiver. So that would be kind of cool if T91 got that, because then, you know, you can knock off that front sight post, you know, and you could have some flip up sights. I think that'd be pretty sweet. T91, hint, hint. But yeah, it's listed for a front flip up sight and flashlight. You know, but you can put whatever you want on there. Flashlight, laser, no tripod, unfortunately. I mean, well, you could. You're just going to look like a goof. And then one thing, too, I saw on some... I got really confused. I came across a... not a web page. Why is my brain not working? A group chat, we'll just leave it at that, on the interwebs. Talking about how... One, it really caught me off guard, because the guy was talking about how this was, like, $80. Maybe they went down in price. Like I said, prices change. And he was really upset because it was polymer. And I was like, what the hell? And so I looked back on T91's website. I'm going to assume this is someone complaining that did not place a purchase or place an order, because I think what they're seeing, it's listed on T91's website as a T91 polymer handguard tri-rail. That's not saying that this is polymer. That's saying it is for the polymer handguard. So I think someone read it, which I can see where they, you know, get confused by that. But then it's like, how are you going to say it showed up and it was polymer? Come on, dude. It's clearly not polymer. So I don't think that dude even ordered it. They're just complaining. So there is your tri-rail. Now, of course, I've seen videos of people just putting strips of, you know, just drilling, picking any rail to the top or bottom of the polymer handguards, and that definitely is an option if you wanted to do something like that. So there is polymer tricolor handguard. Next up, the magazine. Of course, this is always talked about in anything with the T91, I feel like. This one's getting a little smudgered. These seem to be nice magazines. Like I said, I have not had the opportunity to shoot my T91, so that also means I haven't had the opportunity to test this guy out. These are $25. This, let's see, does it list it? Okay, yeah, aluminum. I was gonna say I didn't think this was steel. It kind of almost felt more like my HK mags. And now that I look at my little print off I made here, yes, it is aluminum, or as some of our viewers across the pond might say, aluminium, which quite frankly is much funner to say than aluminum. Go ahead, give it a try. So the cool thing about this mag, obviously the T91 can use any AR mag, but it does have these over travel stops here, kind of neat. And then this really kind of interesting round counter that's just kept inside the mag well here. Quiet little boog! The round counter doesn't work the best. I will say, like, if I load in 2 rounds, how was it? Okay, so no. I think it's like I had 2 rounds in here, I could see it. I put in a 3rd, I couldn't. But then I put in the 4th, I could see it in the 4th window. So like one side of these windows actually doesn't really work all that much, but the other one does. And that's just kind of neat too. Also how it's, you know, it's hidden in the mag well once it's in there. Also maybe do some color fill that might look kind of neat there. So of course I had to get at least one of these mags. I put it in and out of there quite a bit. I've just been very curious about the finish. Will hold up, and I mean it's wearing a little bit, but that's to be expected. I mean the mag itself does feel really good quality. Now one thing I am curious about, the follower. I was very surprised when I got this out, and I'm like, by God, I was planning on putting a Magpul anti-tilt follower in here, but it looks like someone beat me to it. I was looking on their website, and the picture on their website of these mags of the follower, it looks like just your standard black, you know, GI steel mag follower. So this is definitely a huge upgrade. No complaints by me. This was something I was literally planning on doing to this mag anyway. I was kind of wondering if it would fit in there. Then the other thing I noticed is the bottom, the floor plate here, there's no markings at all. I don't know if I'd mentioned this in the upper review, but something tells me, and I don't know, I probably should have emailed T91 Tactical, but I'm not that concerned over it. Something makes me wonder if they're only getting these outer shells, and then they're having to supply their own floor plate, possibly spring, and follower, and they're putting in like the best pop follower you could do. Like I said, that doesn't bug me. That literally, I was planning on putting one of those Magpul followers in there anyways. Now, if you're someone that's like trying to make a true T91 clone, I could see that as something that would bug you. If that is the case, once again, I'd recommend just shooting them an email. Just ask them, you know, what's the question? They might have some with the original followers. If this is not the original floor plate, maybe they do, or can, you know, hell, point you in the right direction. So like I said, for me, I just want to at least have one of these proper T91 mags. But I was, I was planning on changing out the follower with a Magpul one. So I've got several here already, but now I can just save that for another mag to throw in. Like I said, I haven't had any real practice with this. The outside seems pretty good quality. The finish is decent. Mine came with a Magpul follower. I don't know if they're doing that to all of them now, so no complaints there. Okie dokie. Now the buffer. This comes as kind of, I guess, a kit, you could say. It comes with the buffer, an additional weight, and a carbine length silicone spring. Now this, as is a H2 buffer, but you can change out the weight and turn it into an H3. That difference changes it from 4.5 ounces to 5.4 ounces according to their website. I'm not an AR guy, so I might misspeak on something here. I apologize if I do. I didn't mean to. So what this is, the idea behind this, let me get it back out here. Since this is a gas piston AR, I guess the problem with all of those inherently is they're concerned about bolt tilt. Now this one, the bolt is already kind of at an angle here. As you can see, it's kind of tapered. And I've seen plenty of videos of people talking about how they just run their standard buffer, just a flat face like that, and an H1 weight, and it works just fine. But what these were originally built with were these style anti-tilt buffers, and you notice it's not just flat like that. The idea is that it just kind of locks in to that bolt carrier, and as it's going back into your buffer tube, it's not going to be tilting or scraping the walls or anything like that. Not that this particular bolt design seems to have that issue. I think they kind of addressed it by giving it that tapering there. But I still wanted to kind of go ahead and do this. Go the full route for maximum reliability. And they're not the cheapest things in the world. You get the anti-tilt buffer, the extra weight, and the spring. It's going to be $100 right now. Let's see. I think it really mentions the material it's made out of. No, it doesn't. Now, one thing I will point out once again, the pictures on the website of their anti-tilt buffers, see how this is kind of rounded? Theirs, it's just like a squared off ring. It's not rounded down like this, which this kind of makes sense to me, you know? So I don't know if Arsenal 205 that's making these has upgraded some of their stuff over the years, and now T91 is just getting the newer stuff. I would imagine this is an upgrade over the older, you know, squared off design. But just so you know, this is the one I got. And I do believe that this would work on any AR upper. So if you got like one lower and you're switching around, I don't think it'd be an issue. One thing to keep in mind, and it's no biggie, but when you take this down, you will no longer be able to simply do this, because that buffer is going to be engaged into your bolt carrier a little bit. So you're just going to have to pop them both out and then just kind of, you know, pull forward a little bit and then separate them. But I mean, that's no big deal at all. Doesn't bug me in the least. And this one, obviously, I will shoot as it came as an H2, just kind of see how it works. And if I think a heavier, heavier buffer will do, I'll switch out the weights and change it to an H3. Did just notice the spring it mentioned is 11¼ inch long spring with 39 coils, and the spring weighs 1.7 ounces, if that helps any of you out there. Now this one, I probably will leave out. I don't know if I already said this. I'm going to leave this out, take it out, shoot it, just kind of see how it feels. And then I'll throw this one in and then shoot it and see how much of a difference, you know, I notice if there isn't. So that's your buffer there. And then the last item that I have here is our little buffer tube locking nut. Now this one is just simply different. It's not a castle nut, in case you forget what I'm talking about. So this is going to replace this little ring right here. Now, why did I get this if I'm not trying to make a T91 Tactical? Because it looks cooler, that's why. Duh. Now, the one downside of this, and I was wondering about that once I placed the order, I kind of noticed before I got my hands on it, and now that I see it will be an issue. This castle nut, obviously, as you can see, is a little bit thinner than this guy here. That's locked into place. I don't think that's going to happen. But, I mean, that's no biggie. You know, that will be the shortest it can get. That's not going to kill me. I mean, it still will go in further. It just won't lock into place. To me, that doesn't bug me. Now, of course, T91 does have their own specific buffer tube. I do not want to get that because then you'd also have to get their specific butt stock. It's not the most appealing to me, and also that leaves you with only 3 positions, whereas, you know, any standard American one is going to be 6. And, well, 6 is literally twice as many as 3, so why would I want to do that? Also comes with a new little backing plate, end plate. I'm not sure what the proper name is for that. But this guy comes a replacement. This is the proper T91. Now, I believe... oh, I think something just dropped there. I believe that your standard AR ones will have like a little nub that sticks up, whereas this one I think it's flattened. So I'm not sure how interchangeable these rings are if you're using different castle nuts. I'm pretty sure they are all interchangeable across the board. It's just with this castle nut, you're not going to have that buttstock lock in the shortest position, which doesn't bug me. So that is, oh, and that's $20, the little gnarled locking ring. It's made of 7075 T6 aluminum alloy. And then this is steel. Doesn't tell me anything other than that. Mil-spec steel. So, there you go. Another thing to mention just real quick. They do have this nice little sight adjustment tool. I mentioned this in some of my other videos. The newer ARs have a kind of 5-prong, whereas the older ones were 4. And these uppers, these T91 uppers, will be a 4-prong. Now, you don't need this, but I forget the price on it. It wasn't very expensive. I just went ahead and grabbed it since I was ordering other stuff. And don't forget, they also have a cool little T91 pin. Yes, a writing utensil in the shape of a T91. And for some reason, I didn't order one. I don't know why. Okay. Honorable mentions. So if you want a T91 rear sight, but you think carry handles are ugly and outdated, they do have a little standalone unit that sits back here. Those aren't much cheaper. Those are 80 bucks. You do have the option for the tritium inserts. That's an extra 10 bucks. It's made of 7075 T6 forgings, hard coat anodized aluminum. Now, the one thing that kind of caught me off about that little standalone sight, it does say, due to Piccaninny spring locking design, there will be minimum movement after this sight is installed. So I guess it moves. So if anyone has one of those, leave a comment. You know, does yours move around? Is it minimal? What exactly are they saying there? Now, I wanted to go with the carry handle anyway, so that didn't really bug me too much, but I saw that and I was just like, wanted the carry handle even more. Now, it sounds like it locks in there just fine, but so yeah, just know there's something, might be a little bit of play in it there. So that's your rear sight. If you did not like the original flash hider or the T91 flash hider brake combo, they do have an authentic T65K2 flash hider. And that's pretty much the exact same thing as this. But from what I can tell, instead of three rows of 3 dots, it has 2 rows of 2 dots. So I don't know why you'd want one of those over the T91, but they have them. 25 bucks. Made of 4140 alloy steel. That HRA 65-68 again. Yeah, 15 to 20 foot-pounds torquage. They also have a XT97 flash hider and brake combo. And that basically is this guy here, except for, like up here, it's open. I don't know if it's open every other notch or if it's open on all of them. I think that is to attach a quick attach-detach suppressor. I might be wrong on that. But the XT97 is a whole separate rifle that the Arsenal was the 205th Armory. I keep saying Arsenal. The 205th Armory of Taiwan was producing. That was also chambered in 5.56 as well as 9 Parabellum. But T91 Tactical does offer the flash hider slash comp for that. If you want to go that route, that is $25. Then the T91 grip. It looks really close to your kind of standard generic American military grip. It's got that little finger nub there. It's a little bit, it almost has an arch to the back, and I feel like it comes back a little bit more radically, which for me, I'm going to change up this grip. I'm actually going to go for one of the ones that's more straight up and down. So I definitely didn't want that style. As far as looks, I mean, it's really close to this. You can tell, I would imagine they took this and just kind of made it their own. Probably feels a little bit better. T91 Tactical does offer those, 20 bucks. It's made of plastic, nothing special there. Now that buttstock and buffer tube I was talking about. Now, like I said, it is a 3-position buttstock rather than a 6-position. Also, I believe this area down here is slightly different. I think it comes down a little bit further. So you're not going to be able to interchange American buttstocks and Korean buttstocks. So if you get the T91 buffer tube or you want to use the T91 buttstock, I mean, you got to get the whole kit. There's no getting around it. Now, the buttstock they have is pretty close to this, a little bit smaller. It's just nothing special to me. I'm probably going to end up getting a Magpul buttstock of some kind. And also the whole 3-position. I mean, it's just like, why? That's half the selection I had before. But if you're wanting to make that clone, I mean, you kind of got to have it. So T91 Tactical does offer, now I believe the kit they offer comes with the T91 buttstock, the T91 buffer tube, the T91 castle nut, and this little back plate here. So you can get that whole kit and caboodle for $100, not too bad there. Like I said, just for me, that whole 3-position buttstock, and yeah, I'm not trying to make a clone, not the route I'm trying to go there. But T91 does offer that. Then they also have the proper sling that they made for these. Those run $20. I believe it's just nylon and metal. I do think it's a 3-point. I'm not 100% sure. Once again, you know, I only put slings on my military surplus rifles just, you know, to kind of have them more correct. But I forget where I was going with that. Oh, I probably will eventually get a sling for this. I mean, I might get the one that they have to offer. I'm not dead set on that. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this proper T91. I'm just probably going to see what the best sling is. And once again, I don't know if I will put a sling on this. I've never really put a sling on any of my new kind of range guns. So, to be determined on that. Also, they do offer a M-lock handguard. Now, I know in my review of this upper, I mentioned that they offer 2 different handguards, an M-lock and a key lock. I do not know where I saw that key lock handguard. I was on their website a couple days ago printing off some of the stuff for this video, and it wasn't on there. I'm pretty sure I didn't imagine that. There's a key lock handguard out there somewhere, but T91 does offer an M-lock, which would be the route that I would go. And it says it's a lightweight Mill STD 1913. I imagine that's standard, not sexually transmitted disease. 1913 Piccaninny rail system designed for tactical T91 upper build. Machine to mil spec from 6063 T6 aluminum. Lightweight 2-piece M-lock handguard. Yeah. And it's just the handguard. There's no heat shield in that, so I don't know how toasty that would get. Once again, I like this very kind of retro looking handguard, so I'm going to stick with that. But they do offer one of the upgraded handguards if you want that. Oh, and the price on that is $165. They also offer a lower parts kits for all the internal T91 parts. Not a huge difference. I was looking at it some. I'm not really sure what difference there is, but once again, if you're making a clone kit, I mean, you might as well go that extra mile, right? And those are $40. But just so you know, they offer all of that. And that is pretty much it, guys. Once I finally get a chance to take this Wolf upper out and shoot it, I imagine I will do a shooting impressions video. And then once I finish my AR build, whatever route I go or however it ends up, I'll be sure to give you guys a video on that, but who knows when that will end, if it will ever end. Alright guys, I hope this was helpful. If any of you are looking for some of the T91 accessories and wanted a few more answers, hope this helped out. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and if you didn't, you are a trooper for sticking through all the way to the end of a video you thought was garbage. You, sir, or ma'am, thank you. Alright guys, stay shiny and have a good one.